Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. This show is Fred Arnold on the Valley Industry Association Business Spotlight, joined by Valley Industry Association Board member Fred Kreger, mortgage professional, American Family Funding, NAM, National Association of Mortgage Brokers, the Association for Mortgage Professionals. What's your official position with them? Board member right now?
Actually, for NAM?
Vice President?
So I'm actually the president-elect.
President-elect now. It's official.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is official.
Well, welcome. Welcome to the show. And Fred is a wealth of information when it comes to mortgage loans. We're going to talk about millennials because they're a different group, aren't they?
Right. And that was one of the things that over the last, I'd say 6 to 8 months, I've been really focusing on. And no matter if it's in the mortgage field or even with the Valley Industry Association, we need to really look at the demographic shift of our workforce and also our client base. So basically there was a study out there that shows by 2021, 75% of all workers are going to be in this millennial generation. And that's going to affect us tremendously. Purchasing power, how do we manage them, et cetera. And I think that's something that we really need to take a look at. And again, we can't put our head in the sand. We need to take a look at it and see how can we adjust to this new cultural shift, if you will, of these new employees that are coming into our workforce.
Not only into our workforce, they're going to be our new consumer, or they are our consumer actually right now. They're driving social media, they're driving a lot of the new employees we hire, driving education, and they're a big class, aren't they?
Right, exactly. And that's one of the things, again, there's that balance between, okay, we need to take a look at how do we manage them by, bringing them into workforce, because no longer is it that, even the millennials that we are hiring and the ones that we manage on a day-to-day basis, when you and I grew up in our generation, it was, you put in your time, you put in the hard knocks, and basically you show your loyalty, and eventually you move up in terms of that.
Yeah, you have 1, 2, maybe 3 jobs your whole entire career.
Right, exactly. Now what we're seeing is that this generation actually shifts about every 2 to 3 years. So they actually have the double amount of jobs that we have. So when we're looking at a resume of a millennial, it's not actually that strange to actually see that they have already been in 4 or 5 different jobs. It's not that they're job hopping. It's not that they can't find their niche. Like if you and I were to go look at a job, they look at it. They've mastered that position, and now they're looking for something else.
And so you better have something for them.
Right.
If you're going to hire them and you're going to hire them at A, no, they're eventually within a year or two going to want to be moved up to B or C or D or E and F.
Right. And then when you hire them, make sure too you're sitting down with them and going over the goals that you set for them, and make sure there's alignment. So in other words, that whatever you set the goals are, make sure that they see what their goals are, because they're going to make sure that you are aligning with the organization, because if they don't, they're actually going to leave you sooner than you would want. Yeah,
absolutely. And so let's talk about they want information.
Right. So the biggest thing right now is that whether it's a client that's going to seek to actually do business with you or even be employed by you, the first thing they're going to do is actually research you on the internet. Find out, what information is out there. Is your website old? Is it stale? Do you have an article back from 2012 that you haven't changed?
And you haven't updated? Or this is something I just recently learned. We're going to be one of the first mortgage companies in Santa Clarita Valley that actually has a mobile-friendly website. I didn't know what that was. I'm like, what do you mean mobile friendly? It comes up on my phone.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things too, is like you're seeing now millennials actually do the research first before they even contact. And there's a misconception that they think that millennials are driven towards technology and make their decisions on technology. And that's actually false. Mm-hmm. They'll do the research first. They'll look at the technology, and you better be technologically savvy, but they really are looking for that relationship. So in other words, that's why reviews, Yelp, anything that you can have, they're going to be looking at. They're looking at peer reviews also. How did my peer relate to this particular product? Or if they're working there, maybe they have worked there in the past, what is the experience that they've had?
Yeah. We're going to jump to a quick break, Fred, but when we come back, we want to talk about millennials and how to continue to help them grow, but how to serve them when it comes to real estate and when it comes to mortgage loans. We're listening to AM 1220 KHTS. Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. This is your host, Fred Arnold, on the Valley Industry Association Business Spotlight, joined by mortgage professional Fred Kreger. We're talking about the millennials. So the millennials want to be able to contact you online. They want to know you're there, but they also want to be able to touch you, right? They want to be able to meet with you. They want to be able to learn from you one-on-one.
Right, and I think it's interesting, even something that I have learned dramatically, even living with millennials and working with millennials at the same time, is, again, what I said before, is that they want to do the research online. They want to find out peer reviews. But then when they deal with you, they want to make sure that there's a relationship that is established. If they don't trust you, if they don't believe you're genuine, guess what? You're never going to get their business. So even the whole text issue. So for instance, I would never put my cell phone on my business card because I just felt that way. I should change that because
This says text me?
Yeah, because now the millennials that I'm actually dealing with in a real estate transaction, guess what? How they want to be communicated to? Via text. Because if they have an information, they want that immediate information right now, so that way they feel that, okay, I have my question answered, and let me just move on. And that's really important to them. Right. Instead of just leaving a long-winded voicemail, et cetera, they're not going to do that.
You know, it's really interesting you say that because my children, and I guess my oldest is 20, if I leave them a voicemail, I don't hear from them for a while. But if I text them, you hear back right away. It's different than what we are used to doing.
Right. My daughters will never pick up the phone, but yet they'll instantly reply to me on a text.
Yeah. No matter where they are in the world.
Right. Exactly.
Or now, even better, Facebook.
Right.
You instant message them on Facebook, boom. They have the technology they want it right now. So let's talk about one-on-one. When they come in, we're finding that we're going to have, we go through the rent versus own, because for now, buying a home is really about the investment side of it to them. It's a business decision, isn't it?
Right, exactly. And it's about also the experience that they're going to have. So no longer is, for instance, when you and I basically came out, even here to Santa Clarita, we have our families. We want to basically be in, suburbia. We want to have the white picket fence. We want to have the yard. We want to make sure that there's dogs out there. The new generation, that's not of their importance. They want to make sure, there's an acronym out there. It's FOMO or FOMO. The fear of missing out. What am I missing out by where I'm going to live, where I'm going to work? I was talking to a millennial that actually wrote a great article about millennials, and she actually moved out here from Kansas City. She sold her car and is only surviving on Uber. She's saving on gas, she's saving on car payment, but that's her experience. She wants to basically be in the center of everything, and she is in Los Angeles because she has that fear of missing out, but she is in the center of everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. But when it comes to buying a house, if you're a real estate agent or if you're a mortgage professional, you really have to go through the details of why it's a good investment.
Right. And actually, a couple of millennials that I've met with, and again, it's about where do you project yourself? What do you see? Let's go over the numbers, but at the same time, what do the numbers represent? Making sure that you paint the picture of what they can afford, what their budget is. You're almost walking them through there. They're very savvy. They have already figured out, because they've already gone online to a mortgage calculator. They've already gone online and figured out XYZ before they even come to you. So you better be genuine with them. You better basically back up of what they're saying, because if you don't, if you think you're going to try to blow smoke, guess what? They're going to clear out the smoke and smoke you out.
Yeah, because they've already done their homework.
Right, exactly.
But they want to have that personal relationship with a professional to confirm what they've learned on the internet.
Right, and that's exactly what it is. And again, going back to, they want to do business with people who are genuine and professional, who are also up to date. And again, kind of going back to, if you have a web article back from 2012, guess what? They're going to completely discard you as being credible because you're not up to date on what's important to them.
Exactly. So you want to update your Facebook page more often than once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Right, exactly.
Without a doubt. Those who want to reach out to you, Fred, how can they get you?
That's why either my website, which is fredkreger.com, FREDKREGER.com, or 661-505-4311.
Great. And his cell phone number?
661 if you want to text me.
400, yeah. We got to get that in.
661-400-8905.
For text only, right?
Exactly.
Well, thanks for coming in, Fred Kreger, mortgage professional with American Family Funding, philanthropist, volunteer, you name it, Fred does it. So thanks again.
Thank you, Fred.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Valley Industry Association Business Spotlight. The show's Fred Arnold on AM 1220 KHTS.